You're now listening to Black No Filter with
That's Why I'm Fab.
No IG Angela.
LGK Music. I just find the style a bit ridiculous, personally.
Yeah.
Especially when it's like waves that are just all the way around.
Yeah.
Like it's a hat. It's
But there's only two hairstyles that seem to exist for men. It's like waves or like the international F-boy hairstyle.
What's
like
that?
What? You don't know about the international F-boy hairstyle, the boy that will come into your life and just shake up your life?
No, I don't know about that one.
What is that?
Sadly, Lyndon is sporting the hairstyle.
No.
This is the international F-boy hairstyle.
Really?
Short back and sides or a fade on the side, and then you've got like hair on the top, and then they use the sponge. That's
him charging up his F-boy
hairstyle. It's
I didn't use the sponge.
Adele Beckham Jr.
He's like these cows. I did not need this.
I feel like Stephanie's Instagram would beg to differ otherwise, but you know what?
I didn't use a sponge.
Okay.
I haven't used a sponge in months.
Okay.
I did use it at the start, but I realised I don't need it. So.
Okay.
Oh, he's like something different for me.
Anyway, the style that Adele Beckham Jr. has, that now that every young man has, that's the international F-boy hairstyle.
Do you know what I think the real international F-boy hairstyle is? Yeah. If you start dyeing your hair colours, like blonde colours,
Adele
Beckham
Beckham
like
Jr.
Exactly, or all of the West African, Cote d'Ivoire, all of them football players.
I don't know why they do that.
No,
it looks awful.
No, but you know what it is? It's the, and this is why I say I really feel like it's the inner Congolese, yeah.
Oh,
listen,
you can't.
Let me praise this properly.
Paul Pogba does it. He's from Guinea, all right. So it's not Congolese.
I'm coming there. Congolese and a lot of those francophone West African countries have a slightly flamboyant side that is reminiscent
I know what you're talking about.
Of
I know what you're talking about.
a people, only a small tribe of people in Jamaica who are
Jamaica.
Jamaica.
Wait, where do you get to? Whoa.
Past Nigeria.
How did you get to Jamaica? How did you get to Jamaica?
Let me land. A small tribe, clan of people in Jamaica that they refer to as Yardie people. I
need you to put some respect on my entire island.
No, how do
Francophone West African countries, and now we've jumped all the way across the Atlantic. Are you right? You didn't even go to Nigeria.
Because you know what? You'll find it hard to find a Nigerian man with blonde hair.
Yeah, but they're very flamboyant.
Yes, true.
So it's easy to find a Jamaican man with blonde hair.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
Exactly. It's not.
No,
it's not.
That's a lie.
Okay,
I didn't see a single Jamaican man with blonde hair when I was there.
I feel like I'm Jamaican and I don't know any Jamaican with blonde hair. I feel like you're not Jamaican and you're out here making ridiculous comments.
Okay. Let me.
What you're doing is you're seeing. No, I'm going to tell you what you're doing. You see these Congolese and you're saying, oh, they're acting like Jamaicans.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying, and they're not. They're acting like Congolese people.
That's what people say about black men. That's what they say.
Can I
you're acting like a black man because you're acting
blaming
trash.
everything on Jamaicans.
Can I just say, first of all, that neither Lyndon or Fabrice speak for me. I said what I said, and what I didn't say is that I see Congolese men and I say you look like a Jamaican. That's not me. Yeah. What I was saying is that there's a flamboyant like flavor, that I feel just gives me vibes from some island vibes, some West African vibes, some Congolese vibes.
That's not based on fact.
No, wait. Can I ask you a question? Yeah. How many islands in the Caribbean can you name off your head? Go now.
Oh, what you right?
Go.
St. Vincent, St. Lucia, Barbados, the Bahamas,
Stop.
Stop. That's enough.
Listen, if you can't name, if you're saying nah.
You didn't. That was not the rule.
No. But what I want to understand is
to breathe.
What I want to because you can breathe and talk at the same time. No, because you can breathe and talk at the same. Okay. What I don't understand is why do we go for Jamaica first? Yeah, we're not.
We know why. Fabrice.
No, I want Andrew to tell everybody why.
We know why.
No, we know.
Let's tell the world why.
Oh, they look like people from St. Lucia, or they look like people from Grenada.
Why is that?
From St. Vincent. Why not?
I'll tell you what people like.
No, tell me why you didn't say it.
Because that's not what I think in my head. Hello?
Why do you think? Why is the first island you think about Jamaica?
Why? Because that's what I'm saying.
We've got the greatest reach. the world.
The greatest cultural
to the world.
Yeah.
Jamaica's the greatest cultural reach
to the world. That's what I'm just saying.
You see those jumpers? You see those jumpers that black culture influence everything. I'm ready to say this to my chest. Jamaicans and Jamaican culture influence everything.
So why are you unhappy that
we just want to make sure
culture in Congo and the francophone
but there's
because you only highlight the elements of things that you don't like.
How do you know I don't like it?
This is the problem. There's two things here, right? There's two things here. You don't realize, Angela, you don't realize the reason that you're saying what you're saying. There's two reasons. One, anything that black people do that's unconventional, you apply that to Jamaica because that's what you. Let me finish what I'm saying. Anything that's unconventional, that's black. You say, oh, you're acting like them crazy Jamaicans. That's what you got in your head. Let me finish what I'm saying. But the reason you say that is because Jamaicans cultural influence per capita is the greatest in the entire world. That's the reason you think that.
Okay, thank you, Uncle Lyndon. I'd just like to not agree with what you said because
everything I said was
you're
fact.
Acting like. Have you ever heard me say you're acting like those crazy Jamaicans?
That's kind of what you just said.
What you say to me is, oh, Fabrice, I've seen your cousins. Hey, Fabrice, I've seen your cousins.
I really feel like Congolese and Jamaicans and Nigerians and Jamaicans have a link. But you know what? This is what I'm saying. And I also love Congolese and I also love Nigerians. So what you're trying to tell me is that you don't want to be associated with them, which highlights a greater problem, but we're not going to touch on it.
I have no problem being associated with Nigerians and Congolese people.
So what I'm trying to say is this. I actually said remind me of a small clan of people.
Yeah.
I didn't say the whole of Jamaica because I just said a small. So why?
Right?
Why is that paining you in your heart? Because I'm just saying what I've seen, and if I haven't seen it, then I wouldn't say it. All I'm saying is that you have a livelier color, and I know that Randy's people are very bland, so I can't say that they don't remind me of Congolese, or they don't remind me of West Africans, some francophone West Africans, isn't it?
Yeah, Jamaicans aren't out here colouring their hair like that. Okay, they're just not.
Okay, then all right.
It is definitely francophone Africans. That's part of their culture. I don't know why they do that, but they do.
Okay then.
Anyway, speaking of wild hairstyles that apply to perhaps all men, whether francophone speaking or not, West African, East African, North or South African or not, yeah, Caribbean or African or just whatever,
Jamaican or small island.
Yeah, Lyndon, we need to be very careful.
Yeah.
You see, now they're coming for you.
Stop. Speaking of that, so basically, guys, I was on Instagram the other day and I didn't know this was a thing, but did you know, that like man weaves are a serious like not multi-million, but like I'd say multi-million industry. And I guess the question I'm asking is like, what do you think about that? But the second question is more for Angela. Would you date a guy who wore a man weave?
To be honest with you, can I say I don't know if I can answer that question because I prefer guys who are bald and have a beard.
Really?
Yeah, no, it's true.
Say you met an amazing guy, whatever, and you liked him.
It's an interesting type.
What?
Interesting.
Wait, can I first ask? Because I feel like I'm being slightly.
It's just interesting to me. It's very specific. Bald with a beard is very specific.
I actually realised that I liked guys who shave off their head and they have a strong beard. Like I don't. So to me, a man.
How long has that been?
How
long has that been your type?
I don't know. But I'll go back. I'll go back to you on that one.
That's all right. What about a guy who has a beard weave? How about that? Because that, is like a pressing thing. So I just didn't know these things existed. And then one day or one evening, or let me just be honest, like in the early hours of the morning when I should have been sleeping, I was on Instagram, which is AKA Narnia, and I just saw, I just saw like these beard weaves appearing, and I was like, I don't understand, like I don't get it. Now I'm not massively into facial hair, so you know how your type is like a guy who's got a bald head and full beard. I've never really been into facial hair. It's not my thing. Like if you've got a beard, okay, great. If you don't have a beard, even better. Do you know what I mean? But for me, I was thinking, hold on, so guys are fully out here gluing and sewing hair to their faces for what? Instagram likes?
Yeah, it's a bit weird to me.
So if you don't like guys with like hair on their head, would you date a guy who had a beard weave?
I mean, first of all, I'm not saying I don't like guys with hair on their head,
Look
but
at her,
then
she's
I think
backtracking.
the getting a weave or getting a beard weave is so weird to me, because I feel like maybe when the underlying thing is that I feel like it's very vain, and you're not used to men being openly quite vain. I think it's so, to me, that's what it gives me a bit of a like I don't like it when it looks like a guy's really putting so much effort into what he's wearing, and that's the same feeling I get when I see a guy who's gone to the efforts of putting on like a weave or a beard weave. So to me, that would be kind of like no, I don't know about that.
But what if you didn't know? So what if you didn't know he was wearing a beard weave?
Jeez Louise.
Because that's the thing, isn't it? It's like when I was looking at them, they actually look what's called undetectable.
Yeah.
I don't really understand how it all works. Like, I don't know if you can pull it. Like, I have no idea. But if you didn't know, you're dating him and he's great, this, that, and the other, and then you find out, what you're going to do, you're going to dump him?
No, I'd ask him to take off the beard weave. I think that's...
Why did he look really different? Because you know that beards are makeup for men.
But you know what's funny then? Then this is another thing then. I don't know if I can actually say, because I'm so much more into personality than looks. I think I don't know if we've talked about this on the podcast before, but I think we had a conversation and I was saying that like actually like looks grow on me. So I feel like even if initially I didn't find you the most attractive person, if you've got a really nice personality, the person's looks become attractive to me. So I feel like I could deal with, if I had got to know the person and I found that they're an amazing person, when they found that they've got a beard weave, I'd just rather them take it off and we can just figure everything else out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, that's the truth. I don't know. I mean, yeah. I think everybody else might have an issue, especially if you've got one really long. What's that guy from Lord of the Rings?
Gandalf.
Yeah, like if you've got a really extensive one, and then you take it off, and then I have to be asked some questions like, what's going on? I don't know about that, but for me personally,
it's a lot of maintenance. If you have a beard that, I mean, I'm not into beards, so if you had a beard that long, me and you would never really be dating. Yeah. I'd be concerned about a lot of things before I even get to the point of maybe his beard is fake. I'd be concerned about how do you keep it clean, how much shampoo and conditioner are you using, which is a question I ask myself when I see any woman of colour with long hair. Just think, how much conditioner do you use? Like, that's what I think about all the time. And then I'm thinking, do you get food trapped in it? How often do you wash it? Are you going to have a beard comb and a beard brush? So I'm going to think about all those things before I even contemplate you maybe even having and that's a weave. So you're voluntarily putting it on your face to do what? Spend money on it? Nah, I can't. But then...
Why is that even a problem?
I mean, I just think it's weird. I do. I think it's because I don't massively like guys who are that much into their physical appearance.
Yes.
Facially.
Yeah.
Like, take care of yourself and be fit and go to the gym. I don't really get it. And I've noticed, like, this is awkward. So I dated a guy and he used to like get his like hairline filled in. He was American and he used to get it like dyed and filled in. And I just thought it was so strange. And but I thought it was a very American thing, but I've noticed that it's happening more and more
it's happening over here as well.
And I'm just like, why? You know why it really bothers me? Because I just think, right, actually being bald as a man is a much more socially acceptable thing than it is as a woman. So why are you out here like trying to sew hair onto the top of your head? Just embrace it. If you're losing hair, just let the hair go. Just let it be going. What's the problem? Just shave it off.
Most guys do that though.
No.
The ones that we know.
Obviously not, because...
No. I don't know anyone that's got a hair weave. I mean, we're talking about things happening in America.
But
over here.
No. Let me tell you, I was doing my research on this guy, on Wade. What's his name?
Yeah, but this is America though, you're talking.
No, but let me finish. Let me land. Wade Menendez. I think that's how you pronounce his name, or Wade the Barber on Instagram. Yeah. He said he used to have a salon and he used to get people coming to visit, but now he basically goes like on a tour or whatever and teaches people how to do it. And he said he has a lot of clientele from Europe, noticeably London, because he has a lot of people coming over who have got clients and customers wanting to fix this problem. So we're saying we don't know anybody who's doing it. It's a lie.
No, I know a barber that does it. I don't know people that are doing that.
But you wouldn't
like
know.
My friends.
But you wouldn't know because
no, I do because they're bald.
No. Oh, okay, fine. But I'm saying if you were to meet someone now, that if obviously not your immediate circle of friends, but if you were to meet a stranger, you wouldn't know because it looks flawless. Listen, I looked at them. I'm here looking for where's the glue, where's the needle, what are they doing? It looks amazing.
So are you
Yeah, I
saying
know it does. The barber down in down the road, he's like all over Instagram.
It looks
now.
wicked.
And he's probably the best at doing it, to be honest.
Wow. He probably went to Wade the barber.
Yeah, probably.
So you saying you wouldn't date someone who's has a weave or a beard weave?
All right. Let's be honest. I don't even like beards anyway. So if you've got a beard in your face you're spending money on, I don't like it. So I don't understand why you're doing it. Like, it's not for me. It's really for yourself. So I'm probably going to be irritated. Also, oh, this is controversial. I don't weave my hair. So I don't understand why you're weaving your face. I don't care. Said what I said.
That's a very
I know.
specific situation
Yeah,
because
I
a lot
know.
of people weaving their hair.
Yeah,
so
I know, but
it means
I
that a lot of women can't really say nothing about men having a
Okay.
weave because they have a weave themselves.
That's them, but this is me.
But in general, yeah, you personally, you don't weave, so you don't want someone else is going to weave.
Yeah,
But
I
the
don't weave
majority
my hair.
of, well, not a majority, but there's a lot of women that do actually wear weave, so they can't say nothing to a man
There
if
are
he
a lot of people
decides
who
to.
wear weave. I'm not saying that I don't do different stuff to my hair. I don't have different attachments to my hair. I
Crochet
do.
beard.
I
Crochet beard.
Do you know? Angela has lost her mind. Let me let everyone know, yeah, the comments of Angela belong to Angela alone and not to Febreze.
No, I just thought because I was just thinking like, is it because I've seen people. I don't want to at anyone because they might be listening.
They will be listening.
I've seen people put extensions in different parts of their hair and stuff.
What do you mean in different parts of their hair?
Their beard or their...
No, you haven't.
You have.
No, you haven't.
Oh, yes, I have.
Oh, this is awful.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. I think for me, the principle is, this is again very traditional, and I'm happy to be a traditional woman. I really am. Listen, yeah, there only really needs to be one of us in the relationship who's spending the majority of the time beautifying themselves on their face. And I really can't need it to be you because it's going to be me. Mm-hmm. And I already don't respect time. So if the two of us are out here disrespecting time, beautifying our faces, there is a problem.
Yeah.
And I don't really like guys like that. I like a guy who's a bit more, who cares a little bit less about their appearance. Mm-hmm. If you have a beard and it happens to be growing because that's where your facial hair grows, wicked, fantastic. Babes, if your beard isn't connecting, you've been growing that beard for 4 years, let it go. Do you know what I mean? Like, let's not... That's how I feel. So I'm not really here for the beard weaves. But if a guy had a weave on his head and I didn't know and it looked good, to be honest with you, if I don't know and it makes you feel happy... No, I'll know at some point. But if I didn't know for the first 6 months and it makes you feel happy...
Okay.
I guess... I don't know if it's okay, but I think I'd just be like, whatever.
You can't chat that. Then anytime that you see another guy with a beard weave, you can't chat because you've got a man who has a beard weave.
No, not a beard weave. A weave on their head.
Oh, mercy. I don't even think that's even worse.
The beard weave is ridiculous to me.
A beard weave is worse.
The beard weave is ridiculous to me. But the weave on your head, if you're a guy and you're and for whatever reason you really want to, I don't know, whatever, you've experienced early balding, or maybe it's not early balding, you just want to have hair in your head and you're like in your 40s or whatever. I don't know when balding takes place. But I feel like if I meet you with it and it looks good and I don't find out for a while, I feel like fine, whatever.
What about you, Lyndon? Do you have any? No, I'm just asking.
Yeah, ask.
Yeah, ask.
No, what do you think? Do you feel like it's weird because obviously, let's start from the very beginning. Would you get, if you started to bald, would you get a weave on your head?
I'd like to say no, but I think I'd think about it. But I doubt that I'd actually do it.
But hold on a second.
Doubt very much.
Here's a scenario.
Because I don't know when or if I'm going to bald.
Yeah. I love it. If. Come on.
No, I don't know when or if, because who knows? My dad's bald, but I got a grandfather that's like...
It's your mum's side, actually.
Yeah, he's still got his hair. Okay. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I got a lot of friends around me that are already receding or bald and all that kind of stuff.
Really? A lot of friends?
Quite a few.
Is it?
Yeah, the hairline receding is rife out here. Early balding is everywhere.
Yeah.
It's everywhere.
It's true.
Wow.
It's true.
And I don't know.
Balding at 21.
I don't know if I'm next.
For me,
so I'm just worried. I don't know how that, and also I don't know if being bald doesn't suit everyone. So I don't know if it will suit me or not. I don't know.
If it didn't suit you, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is what I think happens, because I don't feel like guys wake up and start
researching. Look. I like to everyone know my wife is here and she's shaking her head. So being bald would not suit me. So because of her, maybe I would get.
Okay,
weave.
But what if you go to the barber's, yeah, and he's like, yo, fam, I've noticed this situation. And then he says, but you know what? I'm going to hook you up. And because that's how I think it starts. I don't feel like guys that, well, maybe in some circumstances, guys are like, I've got a problem. Black men, that is, because let's be honest, white guys have been doing this for years. They get hair plugs. And I see those adverts on the tube like all day, every day.
Yeah.
Like it's definitely very accepted, like I think in white culture or in European culture perhaps. But for black guys, yeah, you can't be out here getting hair plugs. It just looks ridiculous. Like Wayne Rooney had a full like hair implant, didn't he? So I think it's kind of the case where you're at the barbershop, the barber's talking to you and he whispers in your ear, yo, fam, I can hook you up. I can take you around the corner, behind the curtain.
No, it's not even that. This happened to me once because I went to a barber before and he must have like messed up my hairline. So because he messed up my hairline, I had to wait for it to grow back for it to be like restored or whatever. But I went to another barber shortly after to get it fixed and I didn't know what he was doing. And he started spraying something on my head. And I was like, what are you doing? And he just sprayed it, and then the next thing you know, my hairline was back. I was like, "Oh, okay." So he had these little particles that like bring your hairline back, but only lasts like one shower. Yeah. So after the next day, it's gone again. Yeah. So it lasts for that. So they'll just do it and make your hair look as good as they can get it, and you'll leave the barbershop. Yeah. You wouldn't know. So you're right. That's how. They wouldn't have to take you behind. It would just happen in the barbershop. But if
he was to do a man weave, like if you were balding and he's like, I've noticed you've been balding for a while, bruv.
They'll probably just say, yeah, I'll hook you up and get it done. Maybe charge you a little bit more.
He said he doesn't know.
I don't know. Yeah, I can't honestly answer yes or no.
Can I ask a question? So
because getting a weave sounds like a lot of maintenance. I don't have time for. So.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. See, even yeah, I don't know. It's not even that I'm against it. Now I'm just thinking. So, like, if I say there was a guy, yeah, and he was going bald and he had a beard, I'd just say go bald. And
what if he didn't want to though?
And if there was a guy and he was going bald and he doesn't have a beard, I'd say get a beard then. Don't get a man.
What if you can't grow a beard, babes?
Yeah, before you get a man weave, get the beard weave. That's what I would say.
So he's got two options. Yeah. Go bald. Yeah. Yeah. Or get a beard weave.
Yeah. Oh. But that's just me. I don't know.
But you know what though? There's something about, maybe I'm just like a rebel without a cause. There's something about people telling me how to do my hair. Like I don't like that.
Yeah.
And so I don't feel like I really have the authority to tell like my guy, like my boyfriend or my husband how to like wear his hair.
No, you don't.
Do you know what I mean? Because someone tells me how to do my hair, I'm gonna be like, oh, okay, is it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I'm doing what I want. But maybe that's just my bad attitude. I don't know.
No, it's right.
So what I think is you can't disagree with a man for doing anything with his hair that you wouldn't do to yours.
Really? Is that the rule?
I think that's fair. I mean, for years, man have been saying this and this about women wearing weave and women saying I can do what I want with my hair. Cool. Now the tables are turned.
So what if women out here start deciding that they wanted to have low fades and shape ups, and then they're like, you can't tell me nothing because you get one every 2 weeks,
and something suits some people.
But it doesn't suit all.
It doesn't suit all. Yeah, not everything suits all.
So if let's just
everyone would do whatever they need to do to attract the opposite sex, right? Yeah. So if men are getting man weaves, the reason they're doing that is because they know that their balding look ain't working for them. They're not doing it for themselves. They're never doing it for themselves.
Sometimes they're doing it to look younger with their men friends.
Yeah,
I think.
No, let me be very clear. They're not doing it for themselves or the man them.
For?
If they're attracted to women, they're doing it for... Of course they are.
I don't know.
Why would they?
That.
Did they ask us though? Did they ask us first before they went to do that?
So they've got to ask you whether they look better. Whether
you get a sample.
It's common sense,
you
really.
Test a group to
it's not common sense. I think.
Have you seen the difference between a man that's balding and a man that's got a fresh?
It's more acceptable for guys to be bald and still look. If you're good looking, you're good looking. Like if you're good looking, you're good looking. And it's so much more acceptable for guys to be bald and to go and I was gonna say draw a gyal. I don't know what's wrong with me today on this Sunday morning to approach a woman. Yeah, that's fine.
I want you to look at the difference between guys that have gone bald and guys that have gotten their hair weave and tell me there's not a difference that certainly would be attracted to.
So but actually, if I saw someone who had gone bald and someone who I knew was wearing a man weave, I'd absolutely, unless there was some other factors.
That is you personally. That is you.
Like I generally
we're talking to two unicorns here, so this is you two and different. But for everyone else,
all right. Here's the thing. think so. You know, Neo, the singer, yeah. I'm just gonna call it what it is. Neo has like an abundance of hats. I didn't know why for a long reason until he took off his hat, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, no, that person he needed.
Whoa.
No, but that's there's other factors there because the hair went and then the head is a madness. So feel
for
like
some guys they've got like misshapen heads or whatever, or they could, I don't know. Like I'm not a guy, but like I'm sure there's some guys out there who go bald and their head shape is just not working for them.
I feel like
what should they do?
Yeah, but I feel like generally, I feel like women would prefer the guy to go bald than get a man weave.
I think you're wrong.
Steph, can I ask Steph? Yeah, she's not. Yeah, are you gonna go?
Come on the mic, Steph.
Yeah.
Quick.
So
yeah, let's ask my wife.
Yeah, don't be scared. Would you prefer someone to go bald? We're not talking about like I'm talking generally as women. Do you think women prefer? No. I'm not talking about you because you kind of spoken about yourself already. But I said in general, do you feel like women prefer the guy to go bald or get a man weave?
I think in general, it's very acceptable for men to go bald.
Yeah.
So actually, we don't care that they're going bald. Yeah. Most of the time, as long as they're still looking after themselves and still looking good. Lyndon with hair, he takes a long time to get ready in the morning. Oh, wow. How long yesterday?
It's not that long.
No. How long yesterday were you in the mirror with the comb?
Oh!
A very, very long time. It takes a long time. And sometimes I think I've done my whole face, my hair, and he's still in the mirror with the comb.
I'm going to need to retract that. I will edit it out.
You're taking the editing out. Again, speak your truth.
But at the same time, I appreciate that he looks after his hair, so that's good.
Yeah.
But if he went bald, as much as I joke about it, I just have to deal with the fact that he's going bald.
Yeah,
I don't think... Actually, I think you spending money and getting a man weave is long because maybe I just want to go and get stuff done instead.
Precisely. So when we say in general,
at the family budget
to maintain your weave, and I think it's just long.
Exactly. So in general, if we're talking just like, I'm not even talking specifically about Lyndon or whatever, like in general, do you think that women would rather, if they knew that this guy is naturally going bald and this guy's actually goes and maintains?
Yeah.
Goodness gracious me, East African. Maintains his, and I feel like I even said that wrong, his man weave,
Yeah.
Do you feel like what one do you think women would choose in general? Like
I think in general, I think we just prefer them to just go bald. But the thing is, the difference is when you're looking at these guys that are going bald and they show you the before after picture and they've got a little bit of picky hair on the side and a little bald patch in the middle. It looks crazy. Everybody would look crazy. Yeah. But you would never go out like that anyway. You'd just clean it off.
Yeah, you would.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So you'd never look that much. And I get that people do sometimes look, the transformation is crazy. They do look younger.
15 years off certain man.
Yeah, but I don't think
insane.
I don't think they're doing it for. That's why I'm saying.
But I don't think you're doing that for us. I think you're doing that so you can still attract younger women.
This is why I love you, Steph.
I think that because actually, because women your age expect you to be going bald.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, I didn't separate in terms of
early
age.
balding.
But early balding, yeah, it's tricky because if you're losing your hair at 18, 20, which people do.
Yeah.
No.
It's a bit wild.
It suits certain people.
Yeah,
it does suit certain people.
And a lot of people that have gone bald really early, it suits them.
Yeah.
Hallelujah, praise the Lord for them. But some
well.
of us, it might not suit. I don't know if it will suit me or not. I'm just
okay.
no way to find out.
Well, you're just gonna have to find out. You might never find out though.
Yeah, I might never find out.
Your granddad has all his hair.
Well, my dad doesn't.
We pray.
Thank you, Steph. No, because that's what I was saying. I really don't think in the bottom of my heart, I don't really feel like that men only do it, or the main reason they're doing it is because they feel like they can't attract women otherwise. I feel like they want to maybe attract a specific type of woman, and actually if that woman knew that you're wearing a man weave, I think she would prefer to date someone who was naturally going bald. It's only if they don't know you're wearing a man weave, and then of course she'd want the man with a full head of hair. But yeah, I think it's a bit.
But why is it socially acceptable for men to just like clean off their head when they're older and just go bald, and it isn't for women? Because the truth of the matter is, women's hair also gets thinner when they get older. Do you know what I mean? And so it's like, we're kind of saying, oh no, but if you're older, it's okay because just like shave your head off. But we wouldn't say that to women at all.
I think it's because naturally ours actually doesn't go the way men's goes.
That's true.
I think it's just trying to. upkeep like the most healthy appearance of like what. So like because it doesn't really go like the hairline doesn't actually go and then it goes like back like that and then, you know like
it's true.
Yeah.
I want to know, were people going bald so early back in the 70s? Because I feel like this early balding is an epidemic out here these days. Someone
said to me that it's showers.
Is it?
That's what someone said. It's like when you stand under the shower and the water hits your head.
Sometimes.
Okay, that.
I don't know. Lyndon's going to try and tell me it doesn't make any scientific sense.
I mean, that just sounds like someone's opinion. That doesn't sound...
Lyndon, I can't find you an article, about it with scientific proof. I'm just saying.
No, but people have said, I know that sometimes guys will say it's the way that they sleep on the pillow and like it rubs against the same part of their hair and stuff like that.
It's again, that sounds like a guy doing way too much.
Maybe it's all that wave cream they put on their hair.
It is the wave cream.
Do you know people? I know guys that put in like texturize and relax in their hair to get the waves.
Of course
Could
you
be
do.
that. Yeah, well, obviously they do that. You can tell by the unnatural look of the waves.
That's a madness.
I don't like that either. To be honest, if I'm really honest with you, I don't really like guys who do too much to their hair. If I'm really honest. Having said that, I say that and I literally change my hairstyles every 3 weeks. So maybe that's quite hypocritical because what I want you to do is not but that's because you can't be in the mirror combing your hair before are you all right? No, we need to leave the house actually. And we can leave the house and I can get up and get ready. Maybe that's really very hypocritical.
I don't mind, to be honest.
Really? You don't mind?
What, someone combing
if he's texturizing his hair?
Oh, no, it's not texturizing. I thought you said combing.
No, you have to comb your hair, but I'm saying, like, you know, he's put the texturizer and then he's got to go and do the spray and then, like, sit there with the comb for half an hour. I just can't. That stresses me out. It's just too much for me.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this is wild out here. I don't know. Do you know, even, I'm kind of scared to say, like... because you don't know how many people are actually doing it.
I can tell maybe you, my brother's there brushing his hair 3 times a day for 20 minutes, telling me that his arm hurts. I didn't even know what he was doing the other day. I said to him, "What are you doing, Chris?" He's like, "Oh, can you help me?" I said to him, "What's the matter with you?" "My arm hurts. I've been brushing my hair." I said, "Why are you brushing your hair for so long?" He's like, "For the waves." And he looked at me like I was stupid. He was like, "For the waves, obviously."
My cousin did that. I'm sorry, I'm calling him up. My cousin did that, and I said, "You need to stop that before you brush all the hair off your head."
Yeah,
and you will cause what you don't want to have. You'll cause yourself that you'll cause the baldness that you're trying to avoid.
Yeah,
and just leave it. I think just leave it. There's a whole thing. Even seeing a man with like texture, the whole white cream in his hair as he sits down and he's waiting for it to. No, I can't do it.
But it's a double standard though. Like I really agree with everything you've just said, but it is a double standard.
It's true.
Like I don't chemically do anything to my hair, but I change my hairstyle all the time because I want to and because I can. So, I don't know. When my brother's there brushing his hair and he's brushing it for 20 minutes at a time, 3 times a day, I can't say to him, "Have you done your homework? Like, don't you have better things to do with your time?"
The brushing, I don't mind. I don't care, to be honest. If you want to do that, you can do that. But then this leads me on to my next question. I feel like, cool. Lyndon said that we can't ask guys to not do stuff that we do. Like, you can just let people do what works for them.
Yeah.
But... I see a lot of guys who, so for example, if a guy has met a girl and she's always had, like, say, natural hair, and then one day she comes back home and her hair's relaxed dead straight and she hasn't had a conversation with her partner or anything like that, and she's decided that that's my hair and I can do what I want with it.
Yeah.
Do you feel like there's an issue there, or do you feel like there's like what I'm trying to ask is how much say does your partner have, or how much do you respect do you need to give your partner when you're changing your hairstyle?
I think it just needs to look good, right?
You say that, Lyndon, but not everyone thinks that.
Yeah,
no,
I think
from my perspective, it just needs to look good.
But that's subjective, isn't it? Like looking good is a subjective thing.
Oh yeah. So that's
maybe it looks good to her and it doesn't.
Yeah. Well, if she thinks it looks good and you don't, we've got a problem, right?
What, her relaxing her hair?
No, or just any
anything.
hairstyle.
It's anything,
any
isn't
hairstyle.
It?
Okay, so if it doesn't look good, then you might have a problem. Why would you do your hair in a way that doesn't look good to your partner?
Because how do you know? So the scenario that Angela said is you're dating a girl who's got one particular hairstyle, and then one day she wants to go and do something else, and whatever that might be, so relaxing or braids or crochet or whatever, or shaving half of it off, and she thinks it looks good. If you then come back and you're like, actually, I don't like it. Like, do you have the right to be like, actually, the next time you do your hair, we're going to have a conversation about this because I don't like this?
I don't think you should lie and say that you do like it if you don't. If you don't like it, you gotta say. Why do you pretend to like it if you don't?
Do you think that the partner has a responsibility to change it at that point, or not to continue with that hairstyle because the partner, like the other partner, doesn't like it? I'm trying to figure out.
From my perspective, it's very important to me. If whatever happens to my hair, that Steph likes it. If she doesn't, then there's a problem, obviously.
Yeah.
So I feel like any person in a relationship should have that same.
Yeah. A-star answer.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
If you don't care what your partner thinks of your hair, what are you doing it for?
So then the guys, I don't know if we caught this at the beginning, but the guys who are talking about dark-skinned women shouldn't be wearing curly hair.
Or 3C, 3A hair, whatever.
3A hair. Yeah, apparently that's... Do you want to... I don't know we caught that at the beginning of the...
So basically, there's like different... It's so funny. Okay, so with curly hair, there's curly hair types. And so curly hair types... some people will associate a curly hair type to a particular complexion of a woman. So 3C, I believe, I think like 1 is like dead straight hair.
Yeah.
3A, I'm sorry, is like quite, let me think. It's really, it's like ringlet. And then you've got like 3B, 3C, then you've got 4A, 4B, and then 4C. So 4C is quite hard to define, I'd say like, curls perhaps, but it's actually the strongest hair type. It's the hardest to like break, and apparently that kind of hair can take the most amount of heat and manipulation because it has like a Z shape rather than like a different kind of shape, but it's actually the strongest type of hair. And people will say that hair is synonymous with, I'd say, darker skinned girls, but that's not true because I'm dark skinned and my hair isn't 4C. My hair's actually 4A. So my hair is really fine and it's really easy to like tangle. It's really easy to heat damage. It's really hard to braid. Do you know what I mean? So there's guys out there saying actually when girls are wearing weaves or like wearing like, I don't know, wearing attachments, dark skinned girls shouldn't be getting hair that they think belongs or looks better on light-skinned girls, and that would be hair that's like 3A, 3B, or 3C, so very curly hair. Yeah, and that's what they're saying. And I was watching a video on Instagram, and there was a guy saying to a girl who was perhaps like, I guess, medium complexion. I don't even know what that is, but like she was lighter than me, but she was medium complexion. She had her hair in a ponytail, and she had curly hair. And he was saying to her, "You shouldn't even have this hair in your head. You're not light-skinned. Leave the curly hair for light-skinned girls. And you guys have he said, the coarse nappy hair." That's what he said to her.
Oh, he just don't like dark-skinned girls.
He was also dark-skinned. Of course he was.
Of course he just doesn't like dark-skinned girls. I don't understand what his problem is. Do what you want.
Yeah. And she was like, she said, I really liked her answer. Her answer was like, first of all, I'm at college. She goes, first of all, I'm at college to be educated. So what I'm going to do, first of all, is be educated. However I choose to slay, and my everyday is how I choose to slay. So you're going to get whatever hair I choose to put on my head. Which I really thought was like, that's the best answer. Because actually your opinion's null and void to me. But I didn't even know this was a thing that people out there were thinking, because you're dark skinned, you shouldn't have curly hair.
But that's not even true, because actually there's people who are dark skinned and have very, very
loose curly
hair. And the same way there's people that are very fair and they have coarser hair. And so I mean, but I was bringing that up to say, if you're then in a relationship and the man's like, I don't feel like that hair texture looks nice on you as your partner.
He's not saying it doesn't look nice. That's not what he's saying.
What's he saying?
No, not that same guy. But I'm saying if there is a guy with that same, not the same sentiment, but like just saying, like I don't think that hair texture looks nice on you. I think you look nicer with this type of hair texture rather than the shiny, really loose one. Then I guess with Lyndon, what Lyndon said, you'd kind of had to listen and say, okay, cool, let's figure out what you like on me and what I like. I don't know, because then I'm going to need you to be contributing as well.
Contribution because is required.
Let's not start with the contribution.
I'm going to need you to contribute, because actually, if the girl wants to have braids and she can keep them in for a month, but you want her to have like just a blowout and it comes out after a couple of showers, you are gonna have to contribute.
No, that's
it's not even the contribution. I disagree. It's are you gonna give me extra time in my morning to do my hair?
Disagree.
Like it really frustrates me. So like, do you know what? I was I need to stop saying the sentence. Dating a guy. I'm gonna stop. This is the last time I'm saying that now. Yeah.
No,
I was dating a guy. And he met me and I had my hair in crochet. But actually, I really hated my hair that day. And I had my hair in crochet. And then a few weeks later, like he was talking to me, I said to him, I can't talk right now, I'm just at the hairdresser, I'm getting my hair done. And he said to me very quickly, and thinking about it now, it's actually quite hilarious. He's like, oh, what are you getting done? I said to him, oh, you'll just see you as a surprise tomorrow. And he said, nah, I don't like surprises. He was like, what are you getting done? And I said, I'm just getting braids. And he was like, oh, okay. He's like, okay, cool. All right, well, I'll see you tomorrow. But thinking back on it now, I think he was actually nervous because he didn't know what I was doing with my hair. And I mean, I got braids and I was going to get braids whether he liked it or not. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And he was just like, oh, I really love your braids. I really, really like them. And he liked it. But thinking about it now, I'm considering if I didn't get braids and I had a weave, I don't know what would have happened. I don't know whether he would have shared with me, do you know what? I don't really like your hair. Because we were dating. We weren't like, he wasn't my boyfriend.
Well, it wouldn't be his place.
It wouldn't be his place, but you know.
Whether he would have or not is a different story.
Some people and from some particular places in the world don't care whether it's their place or not. They'll just let you know what they think. Okay? That's what some people do. Anyway. So yeah, I found
the views shared by Fabrice are Fabrice's and Fabrice's only.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Fabrice, they're my views. I don't care. I'm not interested. I'll say what I say. I said what I said. Anyway, for me, yeah, it's not about the contribution because if he's like, I really like your braids, blah, blah, oh yeah, I can pay for them next time. I can pay for my own hair, actually. It's fine. Like, we're not married. When we're married, it can come out of the family budget. That's what we can do, okay?
I love it.
Yeah, that's coming out family. It's not coming out of my budget. It's coming out of the family budget. But for me, if you want me to have my natural hair out, it's not a problem, yeah? But you're not helping me in the morning. I always have my hair in some whatever hairstyle. I had my hair out for 8 weeks. Every day for work, I was late. I'm already late for work as a standard. I'm now even later because now I've got to deal with my hair. And my hair, I've told you already, my hair, yeah, is very fine and it's very loose and it doesn't like to stay in place. It won't stay in a braid for more than, I guess, 2.5 days. It doesn't really like cane row. Like, it's just difficult. And you want me to get up in the morning and do my hair and leave the house looking decent. Then you want me to get on the dirty central line, yeah, and encounter whatever TFL is trying to do to kill me. And we've got other people who don't brush or clean themselves. And I'm going to get thrown from like pillar to post. I'm trying to get on the train. And then I'm going to do all of that with a twist out. No, because when I get to work, I have a bird's nest, okay? I'm going to need everyone to understand having natural hair or having a blowout, yeah? Or like, you know, babe, just straighten your hair. Yeah, okay, yeah, great. It can work for like 24 hours, maybe 48 if I'm lucky. It doesn't work for weeks on end. So when I had it was stress. So if a guy was saying to me, oh, just like have your natural hair, I'd be like, are you going to give me an extra hour of the time? Are you going to defy time? Are you going to become Jesus? You're not. We can't do it.
It's true.
I think most guys' problem with weave is really their problem with bad weaves, really.
Yeah.
I think that's when they're saying they don't like weaves, they're saying they don't like bad weaves. Because if it was a good one and they couldn't tell, they wouldn't say nothing. What? Just say it with your chest, man.
Say it with your chest, Steph.
Isn't going on. But I'm saying a lot of the time when people have good weaves and they're meeting all these girls, sometimes they're fair-skinned girls that they think have this great hair and they're flicking it all over the place.
Yeah.
They don't know that's a wig. I know.
Yeah.
I know it's a wig. I know it's a weave. They do not know. And then they're going out there saying all these things that you shouldn't have this kind of hair and you should have this kind of hair and I don't like this. Well, actually, you have no idea the deception.
And just be honest,
I went to school with white girls and they have no idea the deception. From everyone, just because we're known for it, black women are known for it, doesn't mean it's not happening. You have no idea.
The Kardashians all have wigs. And like Victoria Beckham, when I was in school, Victoria Beckham, I think, was probably maybe not the first, but one of the most popular women who had like hair extensions, didn't she? Because her hair was always in a bob. She had that long flowy hair when she did like her own solo career.
For ages.
I used to work in a hair shop in Birmingham, which is a very multicultural city at university. Yeah. It's very famous. So actually, it was a nice little gig. I actually used to work there. Anyway, I worked there, and so I could color match girls all the time. But the majority of my customers were white women. They weren't black women. Black women would come in and get their hair done, but people who were buying the hair were white women. And I know that because we had to start changing the order and start moving away from black textured hair to like a much lighter, and I don't mean like lighter in all senses, so like lighter color, but also like lighter in texture, for white women. So I'm like, I'm here with Steph. Like, black guys think, oh yeah, there's a particular girl and she's got a particular kind of hair texture. Actually, no. If you go into YouTube, you will see actually a lot of women are just out here wearing their hair in style that they like. and you're assuming it's their hair.
But it's not.
But it's not. But if it looks good, who cares?
It's true.
I mean, women in general are masters of deceit anyway in terms of their looks. So I think we just gotta deal with that. I think we gotta deal with that.
Linden,
women of
Masters of Deceit.
The women of all races and
stop it.
everything.
Stop it.
They're all
Linden,
masters of deceit.
listen.
I went on YouTube and I've seen some of these deceitful women, and it's
some
madness.
women, not all.
Can we take it back to the fact that you said that if someone's doing it, it's because the other side, the other sex want it, and I actually think it's because men want to be deceived.
I didn't say the reason. I didn't say the reason they're doing it. I didn't see the reason.
They have these unrealistic expectations, and it's the same way they'd be like, "Oh, I want a girl that wears no makeup." Actually, what you want is a girl that's wearing nude lipstick, a good matched foundation, and really like nude eyeshadow and as some mascara and very lashes. Thin eyeliner. Yeah, exactly. That's what you really want. If you could only see the look,
I think
that
you're missing.
I
think you're both missing the point.
Tell me the point.
You're both missing the point because you're just out here just trying to defend all women. Listen,
no, I'm not.
All I'm saying is
that's a righteous cause.
We are unaware of the levels. We were unaware of the amount that goes into the degree of transformation that's done every day. We were unaware of it.
But now that you're aware,
and you've got to realize that. What do you mean? That's not everyone. I'm not saying that everyone. I'm not saying that everyone does the same level of transformation. But what I'm saying is that we were unaware of how much can actually be done. We didn't know we didn't know the amount that can actually be changed. We didn't know that.
To be honest,
now that we've seen that, we realize okay, what have we been seeing in these streets all these years? Is it all just fake? So the whole, in my opinion, the whole weave thing, all these things that black people do to their hair, right? A lot of the issues go back to the same problem, which is proximity to whiteness. Does anyone disagree?
People wanting to change their hair, men or women, is that they can get closer to a European ideal.
I think that used to be the case, and that can be the case, especially when you're talking about sometimes when you talk about weaves or when you're talking about wigs, because it's very rare that a wig is going to be a wig with hair that is naturally African looking.
No,
they are. There's some.
What? That's like the biggest amount of money.
Really?
What? Natural hair, wigs, weaves, and extensions. 1,000%.
A wig.
Yeah.
That's a fro.
Yeah, all the time.
Okay, that's the norm, right?
I mean, so I have natural hair. So on my Instagram, I follow a lot of natural hair blogs. But like,
okay, so you can't live in an echo chamber, really.
I don't. But the thing is, though, I don't believe it's an echo chamber now. Being natural is actually very popular. Like, I had a lot of people I used to follow on YouTube, who used to have like relaxed hair, whatever, would have straight hair, and now they're all like, yeah, we're going natural. And to be honest with you, I think it's like a lot of social peer pressure. I think the natural hair Nazis are out here trying to tell everyone, you shouldn't straighten your hair, you shouldn't perm your hair. I know for a fact that there are a lot of companies, one is called ORS, so Organic Root Stimulator. They had to like rapidly change and expand their hairline just to cater for their natural hair movement, because when it affects their coin, they have to cater to it, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't feel like natural hair now exists in an echo chamber. I think it has become the norm. That's my personal opinion. So because of that, companies have jumped on it, and a lot of black-owned companies, to be fair, by creating like wigs, clip-ins, and weaves for curly hair, and especially for like denser, like 4C, that strongest hair type. They've created. There's a whole lot of stuff for that.
Yeah, fair enough. But I think that's just a reaction to what was happening before.
I agree with you, but I think it's
I think it's a good thing that's happening now. That these companies have realized. Because there was a natural hair movement, and these companies realized, okay, we're gonna have to react to this. But before that, it was more a case of weaves to kind of make your hair look straight. Or there's sometimes, as you spoke about before, workplace pressure to look a certain way, to look professional and have your hair like straight and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the whole natural hair Nazi thing is just a reaction to that. Quite an angry reaction because it's been so bad for so long.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like, it's so funny. This natural hair wave, I feel like started getting intense maybe about 5-6 years ago. To me, I started seeing stuff and people like nearly being. It's just it is natural hair Nazis. And actually, I had thought about going natural, and when I saw that, I was like, I don't want to have any part. I'm out of just me being rebellious. I'm not going to go natural. Then I ended up going natural for a while. I think I was natural maybe for like 3 years. and I've relaxed my hair again. I feel like people should just do whatever they want. You want to shave it off, shave it off. You want to relax, relax. You want to be natural. And actually, a lot of natural girls wear sometimes wigs as well, and it doesn't mean that they want to be closer to. I mean, does that cancel out their naturalness if they wear a wig that is straight? Because do you know, like you were saying before, that a lot of the choosing those hair textures, you feel like it comes from, and rightly so, I guess.
I think that's the root of it. We're where we are now because people are more aware of the reasons why people were doing what they're doing before.
Yeah.
So there was a desire to be closer to whiteness with your hair, or having a looser hair, or having good hair. That whole thing beforehand was the issue. This whole natural hair movement is a reaction to that, realizing, okay, this is the reason why we're doing this. So let's do the complete opposite. Now. Yeah. But the difficult thing is now, from my perspective, the reason why I'm always going to be in favor of women wearing their hair naturally is for like, I've got 2 nieces, right? I don't want them to grow up thinking that they're going to have to get their hair straightened, or they have to get a weave to look respectable, to look good. Do you know what I mean? I want them to be able to see examples of women with natural hair. Yeah. Because I think my niece once, my sister said my niece actually once said that she didn't like her hair because it, like, just one time, I think she'd started going to nursery, and she said something about her hair being too bushy or something like that. After going to like nursery for like a really short amount of time. So it's very quick for these little girls to start realizing that their hair isn't the norm, or it isn't seen as beautiful. Yeah. So that's why I think it's so important for more women to have their hair natural, because these little girls are watching, they're learning from early. Yeah, no, what's considered beautiful or not. Yeah.
And kids don't listen to what you say; they watch what you do. Yeah. And so you can say, "Oh, you look really beautiful," and blah blah blah. But actually, if you're not embracing that, if you're not reinforcing what you're saying to them by actually doing it yourself, it's true. Like my mum has never worn weave ever. She doesn't wear wigs. My mum has only ever had her hair out, permed or in braids. That's it. So growing up, I was only ever allowed to have my hair in braids. I think I weaved my hair for the first time when I was 18, when I was at university. My mum was really angry. She said, "I don't like it, take it out." But to be honest with you, that was like the standard of beauty in our house. That's my mum. And I wasn't say she's got lovely hair. My mum's hair grows like a weed. Like, it just grows. She doesn't do anything to it. But now my mum's cut all her hair off, actually. So it's very interesting. But my mum's not really into doing much to her hair. She just likes to keep it quite simple. But that's the complete reverse for me, because I change my hair all the time. But growing up, I never thought to myself, and I can honestly say this, I need to get my hair straightened to look nice. That thought never crossed my mind. I just want to do something different with my hair. And I think that's where it's difficult. I think the motivations why someone's changing their hair is the most important thing. And it's hard sometimes for people to see you changing your hair and not question your motivations. People might think, "Oh, Fabrice, you don't like your hair." My hair's great. It's lovely. I don't have time. And I know I don't have time, because for the past 2 months, I have not had time to do my hair, but yet I've done it every day and gone to work because I have to. I have to walk out the house and look decent. But actually, it's so much easier to just do your hair in a protective, quote unquote, style, or braids or crochet, whatever it is. Get up, fling on a wig if you want to, get up and go about your day. But for me, that is the magic of hair. And on Friday, someone said to me, "I really like your hair, Fabrice," but they whispered it because they know that I don't really entertain such conversations in the office, because I'm not here to talk about hair. We're here to talk about work, and we're not friends. We're not. And that's fine. Like, I have friends, but she wasn't my friend. She goes, "I really like your hair." I said to her, "Oh yeah, I don't really like it. I'm gonna do my hair on the weekend." And she said to me, "Oh, I wish I could do my hair on the weekend." I said to her, "Oh well, we've got magic." Because it's true. For me, that's the beauty of black hair. Actually, I don't know any other race that can blow dry their hair and then wash it and it reverts back, or that can straighten their hair and then wash it and it reverts back. Not chemically straighten, but straighten it with a hot. Do you know what I mean? Like, we can braid our hair, we can do so much to our hair, and the versatility of it, to me, is the magic of it. Yeah. So my motivation is, I like having different looks, because that's what I like to do with my hair. I wear my hair in a bun, I wear my hair in an afro, I wear my hair in a twist out if I don't have to get on the train. Do you know what I mean? Because I like to have versatility. But don't get me wrong, I think there's a lot of people, and there's like the media only just now is starting to portray different kinds of beauty. And even natural hair in the media is usually a particular kind of natural hair.
Yes, absolutely. No, it's true. But even going back to like the kids and like their hair and stuff and what they think about their hair. It's funny, I saw a post on Instagram and like a lady was saying, don't straighten your daughter's hair for like big events and stuff like that, because she'll start to associate straight hair with like being presentable or looking her nicest. So you can say whatever you want in terms of like, oh, your hair's lovely, but actually if you straighten her hair on her birthdays or for like big events, you're sending a completely different message. But then on a completely separate note, I had a really weird experience recently, and I know I spoke to you too about it, of like so I've been going on interviews and stuff like that, and I wanted to put my hair in faux locks for a while now. But I actually held it off because I'm going to interviews, and because I work in the city and I work in corporate offices, like sometimes you don't know how it's going to be taken. Like you don't know like what, like you've got 45 minutes to make an impression, and already like it's sad, but you're fighting against the stereotype that they have, a wrong stereotype that they have of black women. And so like, I don't know, like even now when I think about it, so I held off doing my hair in any kind of braids or faux locks or anything like that, kept it very basic. But I just wanted to, like, I don't know if I should feel, if that was the right thing to do, if I should feel guilty for doing that, like, should I have just done whatever I wanted to my hair and just dealt with the consequences, or should I wait? So my plan is to wait to now I've got a job and I'm starting soon to now like do whatever I want to do to my hair once I'm already in the office, and I'm not trying to make an impression or make them feel comfortable around me. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know, like that's the bit, because I question my motives. Am I doing it to make the white people or like the other people comfortable, and is that a right motive?
Someone told me that you should never change something about yourself to make someone else feel comfortable.
Yeah.
If you're doing it because it's the better thing to do,
yeah,
do it.
Yeah.
If you're doing it because you think it's the right thing to do it. But don't be doing something to make someone else feel comfortable. And I guess my question would be, if your employers or boss, whatever, or institution where you're going to be working were black, or they were people of color, would you be thinking about this?
No.
Well, then I think there's the answer.
But then I think I feel like, so this, you kind of do, so for example, if I feel like it's just another boundary. So for example, like there's some places that say that you would go to, like maybe if I went to, and it's a weird, the way I see it is that if I went to like a Muslim country or a place where they dress very conservatively, and I don't necessarily want to dress like that, just to take that block away, because you're not going to hear what I'm saying. Maybe the way I dress will hinder whatever I'm saying to you. You can't get past that one thing. It's a stumbling block, and especially when the people are in a position of power. So these are people who are interviewing you and deciding whether to offer you a job, and that has long-term effects. I guess like if you continue going and that's the stumbling block, there's something that you can control, and if it's for a short period of time. So I don't know. It always. Yeah, it's always been my go-to to just keep. If I'm interviewing, I'm not doing anything like very black to my hair. Oh, very. Was I say black? Is that the very ethnic? Yeah,
or overtly ethnic.
Overtly ethnic to my hair. But I always feel like a type of way about it afterwards, and I just think.
I think you've got to do what's comfortable for you. For me, I kind of feel like. Sometimes people say you've got to wear it like you mean it or do it like you mean it. I think if you want to go and have faux locks, then you should. And I think your attitude has to let everyone know that this is what I want. But if actually you're concerned and you think it might be a hindrance or stumbling block, then don't do it, because you'll always be second guessing yourself and be thinking, oh, do you know what, this happened and I'm sure it's because of this, that and the third. So for yourself, if you want to remove it, then remove it. I have different colours to my hair every single day, but I don't work in a corporate environment, and I work in the middle of Shoreditch. And people in my office literally have rainbow coloured hair. Like, do you know what I mean? So there's no way anybody could tell me anything about faux locks or twists or having an afro, because I'm like, there's a lady over there who's got red, yellow, pink and blue into her hair at the same time. So do you know what I mean? And I've never really worked in a corporate environment, so I don't even have that conditioning around it.
The corporate world is very, a lot of their the culture in the office is very draconian and very old fashioned, and I think it'll just take a bit of time for them to realize and catch up that they're gonna have to accept certain hairstyles for what they are. I don't know if they're there yet, and it's disappointing that you have to do what you have to do. But I understand it because I know that certain managers they have their very specific ideas about what looks professional.
Yeah.
And it can be quite narrow minded, and it's difficult, but and that's kind of like the world we live in at the moment. But that's why I say, because in my workplace there's no black women, so I don't even know if there would be an example of what that would look like.
Yeah.
And they don't have to deal with that when they're talking about like dress codes. So I don't know what they'd do if they had to. I think they kind of locked out. They don't really have to think about it, and I'm the only black person in the office as well. So
do you have to, like, when you, I guess before you got that job when you were interviewing, I wonder if like men, to a certain extent, black men, do you have to think about like,
no, because I just had normal I had short hair.
But what if you wanted to start doing locks on your hair now?
I don't know if I would be brave enough to do that.
Yeah.
Because I'd probably might think about it or want to, but I don't know if I'm brave enough to walk into to work like that.
Or what if, like, even your height up now?
It's done. They can't say anything. What we gonna do?
No. But if you were like, say, if you had this hairstyle when you were interviewing, would you be like, maybe I need to just keep
that's
it
back
very?
In 2014, I don't think I would have done that. But it's more in style now, and it's more accepted now. So they've probably seen this hairstyle quite often. And remember, this is in the centre of London as well, so they would have seen it out and about somewhere. So yeah, it's popular and it's normal now. But I don't know how they take locks. I don't know how they take
like
a lot of different
doing like
things.
individual.
But guys, don't you just think that things have to become normalised?
Yeah.
They will
because I can tell you for a fact, like when my parents were like working in an office, my dad would never have had his hair like that. It wouldn't have been acceptable.
No.
Because it wasn't normalized. But I think, you know, with the advancement of technology and like, you know, all the knowledge that we have, like, and the exchange of knowledge and all social media, and we've got athletes and we've just got people who are in positions of like popularity who have their hair in so many different styles. Actually, everything is just becoming a bit more normalized.
As if we see these things, but actually, like, a lot of these people out here in these offices, the black people that they know are Beyonce and even some people question, like, Beyonce's, oh wait, I didn't realize she's actually black. Like, what? Yes!
Do you not see that SNL did a skit back in the day when Beyonce did that whole before the Lemonade album came out, when she did that, what was it, Formation?
Yeah.
And she did at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And SNL did a skit of white people realizing, oh my gosh, Beyonce is actually black.
Yes. A lot of them hadn't.
Stop it.
Yes.
Oh, Beyonce definitely surpassed any type of color. She was more than black. She was Beyonce.
Yeah.
A lot of people have thought they were at that level. Like OJ thought it was that level. Bill Cosby thought it was that level. But Beyonce definitely was that level.
J-Lo thought she was at level 2, and I don't know why. Very sad.
I don't know. I think you'd think that people would see these celebrities, but actually, I don't think. I think we assume they see these things. I think we see a certain like type of media a lot, and we're open to like a lot of things from America and stuff like that, and we see a lot of colored people, people of color and different ethnicities on TV and like celebrities. But actually, someone that lives in, I don't know, Wimbledon, or I don't know, wherever, and comes to work and he doesn't interact with in his own circle, like outside of work, he doesn't interact with any other black people, and he's watching, I don't know, BBC News every evening and whatever, I don't know, Antiques Roadshow. They're not gonna see.
First of all, can I just say, me and my mum watched the Antiques Roadshow.
That's all right, you too.
Right.
So they're not gonna see all these hairstyles, and actually, me coming in with braids. I had someone ask me, are these dreadlocks? I said, my God, these are braids. Can't you see the braiding?
I do also think that a lot of offices now, they're going to be a lot of them are going to be a little bit more afraid to say anything about your hair. So you'll realize that you could, because I mean, my hair's been growing on top for a long time now.
Yeah.
And I've been thinking about it. I wonder if it was going to actually say anything, because obviously I'm the only black person in the office. There was one black guy for a short period of time, but he was pretty much like just all bald or whatever. Are they actually going to say something? And no one said nothing at all, apart from when I get cut, like, oh, that looks good. But I don't think they have I don't think they're brave enough to say anything about it, even if they thought it was a little bit weird. I don't think they would ever say it. In this day and age. They wouldn't dare say nothing.
Do you know what?
And I also think that when the age groups start to change and become younger, it's going to be less of an issue.
Yeah.
So a lot of the people in the office are now my age and younger. A lot of them, it's quite, all of a sudden it's like quite a young office.
Quite young.
There's been a lot of like changeover and stuff. But I think as time goes on and as people in our generation are the ones that are running these businesses, it will become normal.
And that's why I think you have to be brave and do it. So like,
so they get used to it, yeah.
I'm here telling you to do what you want to do. But then I'm not working in the corporate world.
But you know, and I think it's the timing in which you do it, because actually you can do it for the interview and you'll never come back again. So really, but if you get in and they get used to you as a person, and then you start changing your hair, they start associating. Actually, I know. And so I used to work in an office. The last office I worked in, I was at the end for the last year and a half. I was the only female, and I was one out of two black people, and the other black person was rarely even in the office. So I was the only black. Everybody else was white. Yeah, so there's not even any Asians. Everybody else was white, and everybody else were male, and they were in their 50s. Yeah, above north of 50. Yeah, I think I've lost my train of thought, but I feel like it's true. If it's younger, if there's a situation where there's an office of young people, they have no issue with it. However, you're talking about people not commenting, yeah. So my sister literally used to work down the road in Bank, yeah, and she works in a corporate office as well, and she changed her hair. She had her hair in just middle parting, her normal hair back. Then the next day she came in braids, and everybody said something, oh my gosh, your hair, oh gosh, your hair, and everything like that. Me, I changed my hair and I came in, I think I had braids, and then I came in with like a short weave or something like that. No one said anything, and I actually felt like this was another level of racism, because you can see something's changed and no one wants to say anything to me. Like, we're all sitting so close to each other. I had hair that was like, I don't know, collarbone yesterday, and now I've got braids up to my waist and no one's going to tell me anything. Yet when Sally over there comes in with a blow dry or something, or one of you men go for a haircut, and literally took off about maybe an inch of hair, everybody's like, oh, your haircut, it looks really nice. So I don't know. I think it's true. I think you're right. People are so scared to say anything because they don't know what to say. Actually, in the end,
let them stay there. I am very comfortable with them not saying anything. I prefer if they didn't. I don't want any comments. I don't need their comments.
Isn't it weird?
No, I don't care, because I understand why. I understand why they don't know what to say. Yeah. Let them not say what they.
No, but Lyndon, if you
relax
came in,
and think about it.
I'm with Lyndon. Relax and don't comment about my hair, Sally.
Listen, if you came in, Lyndon, and you had, like, just say, we're not gonna go back there, but say if you had coloured your hair like green, red, and yellow, yeah, or maybe green. No,
that's too much.
And you come in, then just say we'll keep it just green and yellow and black, yeah.
Angela.
Then you come in, relax. And then
I'm gonna have to throw out the window.
Listen, and then you come in, yeah. Then you come in, and I see you, Lyndon, and I see your hair. You see me see your hair, you see me take it in, but you see me say nothing. I feel like you might as well just say, oh, your hair looks nice. Act normal. No. Act normal. Do you know, actually, one person did say something a few days later, and she said, oh, did you blow dry your hair? Imagine my hair's in braids. Did you blow dry your hair? And I thought, what the hell? Then I went home and I realized these white people, all they do is colour and blow dry and cut. So he knew it wasn't a cut. And he knew it wasn't a colour, so just by process of elimination, it must have been a blow dry. And so I was like, oh, but I would prefer someone just say, you know what, you don't have to say too much. Oh, you look nice. Or
I've trained them. You guys are silly. You need to train them. I've trained everyone in my office, and I don't care. I've trained them, so they're like, oh, your hair looks nice. Thank you. Next, we're not going into is that braids or I don't care if you're watching YouTube. I don't care if your friend's explaining to you how it all works. I don't care if you dated a guy. And I don't care. What you say to me is your hair looks nice. Thank you.
There are things that we can do to our hair that they can't.
Because we're magic. But I'm not a spectacle.
Just leave it like that.
I'm not a spectacle.
I just want them to be normal and just say, look, I
don't want them to be normal because we're not normal.
No, but I just want them to recognize that you look different. If you came in with your colours in your hair and I said nothing and I saw you, you'd be like, okay, that's a bit rude. Why don't you just say I look like, oh, hi, yeah, you look nice. Or,
but you know what?
Changed your hair.
It's now at the point where I changed my hair so frequently. So I was on holiday last week, and then I came in. So I did my hair when I was on holiday, and then I came into the office, and they were like, oh, your hair looks nice. And I literally said, what? My hair? Because for me, I changed my hair 5 days ago. I'm like, what are you talking about? But they hadn't seen me, and I said, oh, yeah, thanks.
Fabrice literally changes her hair
I do.
every weekend.
Yeah, I do.
sometimes in the middle of the week.
Because I do, but qualify it. Or I do also do hair.
Yeah.
Like I do hair as well.
Yeah.
So I think that's why for me, I'm just like, I'll just change my hair quickly. I'm not the only black person in the room who changes their hair. Well, actually, I change my hair more frequently than Steph. I'm not gonna lie.
Steph changes his hair a lot, but literally, I call Fabrice and Fabrice will be like, "Hi, Angela, just doing my hair." So
Yeah, I am. But you know what? It's how my mum was always changing her hair as well. As in, she would be at the hairdresser a lot. She'd be getting her hair washed, blow dried, straightened, coloured. So it's just like what we do in our family. Anyway, whatever. Forget all of that. The only thing to add is I didn't realise that guys went through what black women or women of colour go through in the office until I was asking somebody, and he was just like, "Yeah, they touched my hair," and I said, "They touched your what?"
I wish somebody would.
He doesn't even have long hair. His hair was super short, and he said at one point he was growing his hair out a little bit, nowhere near as long as Lyndon's, and Lyndon's is not long, by the way. Yeah, it's not long at all. But he was growing his hair out.
She's and you. What?
Sorry, now you show me the shrinkage.
Are you sure?
So right now, so Fabrice said Lyndon's hair is not long, and Lyndon proceeded to stretch his hair out just to make her know. Let her know. If you don't know now, you know my hair is long.
Sorry, I stand corrected. Linda's hair is long, but it's in its shortest
state.
If
it was straightened, it would be past his eyes. It would be a fringe.
You're not wrong.
No.
You're not wrong. Because I had that. I twisted it at Christmas.
With the you said you straightened. I said, Jesus,
no, it twisted
no,
it at Christmas.
please.
That's what you would. How long did it take you to twist your hair at Christmas, Lyndon?
Steph did it. I don't
How long
know,
was that?
And I heard that you took it out straight away.
And I heard you took it out the next day. That's ridiculous.
Was it next day?
People don't respect.
It was like a couple of days. I didn't want to go to
Oh, you should have gone and just shocked them. Been like, surprise.
Yeah.
Anyway, I didn't realize that people asked black men or men of color, or not even asked, they just touched their hair, and I'm like, what? He's like,
They probably didn't even wash their hands either.
Of course they didn't.
It's disgusting.
And imagine, I read this week that like 89% of McDonald's touchscreen order screens, how you order your food at McDonald's, they found that 89% of them had fecal matter on them, So you want to go to McDonald's in your lunch break and come back and touch my hair? Are you mad? We are going to fight. And I'm not going to lose. And I don't care that I'm 5'4". I've got heart. And that's all you need to win a fight. Okay?
Heart and nails that stay. What?
Yeah. I want to ask the question about, do men really support the natural hair movement? Or have they just been kind of swept along with it?
I told you the reasons why I do.
But Lyndon, I'm going to need you to know, like, you're not every man. You're not every man.
I've told you my
No, I know,
reason.
but that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying...
I don't think it's a thing that other men are really thinking about every day, to be honest with you.
Really?
No, why? They're not bothered.
Too
tough. I think most of the times you see it discussed off the reasons that I'm talking about, or the other side where they just have issues with black women. I don't think other guys are really too bothered about it.
The issue with like the logistics of it all, like maybe like
logistics.
The fact,
why are we thinking about the logistics of your hair?
But there's a lot of guys who don't want the women to wear weave.
Yeah.
Why?
Or wigs.
I don't know.
Or wigs.
A lot of guys don't like that. They're like, no, I don't want you to do that.
They give a reason?
No, I don't know. To be honest with you, I like makeup. I like having my nails done, and I like changing my hair. So I don't usually date guys who don't like that. Do you know what I mean? It's not really the kind of guy that I would attract.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't attract those kind of guys. What I don't like, and this doesn't really happen to me usually, it's happened to me once or twice. It happened yesterday. I don't like when guys, approach you, however you are, and want you to change. So let's say you're the kind of woman who doesn't wear makeup and doesn't really do much to their hair, and you just maybe you wash your hair, you don't even blow dry, you just put it back in a bun, and that's what you do, and that's your best, and that's fine. I don't like when guys are like, oh, do you know what? Yeah, I really like. I'd love for you to like get this, that, and the third. No, I'm not gonna go and start buying 3 bundles of Brazilian hair and putting it in my hair. I don't do that. Do you know what I mean? And in the same way, I don't think it's appropriate when men or women, well, men to me at least, are like, yeah, I kind of want you to be a bit more natural. I want you to wear a bit less makeup. I don't really like you changing your hair so much. You're really talking to the wrong girl. Because if you want a girl that's like that, go and date someone else. That's what I don't like. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's kind of stupid to approach somebody and then say, "Oh, change." Well, approach someone else.
You say it's stupid. It happens every day.
Yeah,
and do you know, sometimes I feel like the guys like the challenge. Do you know what? Some of these guys, I feel like they like the challenge and they want. I think it's like the spirit of like trying to have this. Not even the spirit of Jesus. It's control, but it's not even the spirit of Jesus or baptism. It's the spirit of like, I want to transform you. Yeah. Let me take you from your old life. And give you this new life.
I can't speak for them.
You know who did that? Kanye.
Yeah.
Kanye transformed Kim.
Did he?
Yeah,
what?
she did. She dressed What?
Yeah,
Kim looked completely different when she first got a Kanye. Do you remember? Okay, this is awful. I don't even watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians, but there was
We're not
an
going to talk about him
episode,
again, are we?
and she was going through her clothes, and he said nope to all her stuff, and he said yes to all of this. He transformed her.
He actually told her to throw out a bunch of stuff and brought in new stuff.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, but not even that. I feel like, especially sometimes, and this probably is more for church guys, but sometimes you'll find that some guys want to get a girl that appears to be on the fringes of what church accepts and bring her and like nearly, I don't know, just like make her into this girl. They won't go for the girls who are already like that, but they'll go for a girl who's wearing like makeup and does have weave and everything like that, and they want to change her into this girl that's like wearing midi dresses all the time, or like maxi and like natural hair and no makeup. I don't know what that is. I think it was like Captain Save a Girl.
Yeah.
Again, I can't speak for Mandem like that.
Yeah. Are there any as the only guy on our podcast, are there any concerns or questions or things that you're unsure about like the way black women do their hair at this time, like the different changes? Maybe you like it. Like, for example,
Lyndon's facial
concerns, honey. That's why I had to try to figure out my English, but my English wasn't coming. So for example, some guys are like, I don't mind wigs, but like sometimes the wig is like shifting and it's like, or it looks as if it's gonna fall off, or I can't deal with it, or I can't take the thing of like taking off the wig and then seeing the whole motion of doing the taking off the wig, and that little bit is a bit thing.
I don't like old braids. That's what I don't like.
My only concern are two things.
Yeah.
And I've said them already.
Yeah.
One, just look good.
Yeah.
And two, kind of be an example to young girls, my future daughters or my niece, on how a black woman can look good with natural hair. Those are my only two concerns. Everything else, I don't care. I really don't.
So this is how everybody be like Lyndon.
Be like Lyndon. So can I just, maybe we should be like Lyndon, Angela, yeah? And take it all the way back. And so when we are talking about dating guys, who have beard weaves or man weaves, we should say we should say with the authority and the bass in our voice like Lyndon, my only concern.
And he did his fingers like this, guys. You can't see it, but just imagine someone's trying to be very serious. He's doing this.
He has his hands together. He said, my only concern for guys, is that it looks good and that you are a future inspiration to what? No, inspiration to my future sons. And what else do you say? My nephews? Yeah. Maybe that's what I should do.
Black
to be honest.
Black men in general. The future black men.
To the future specimen of black people. Yeah. Listen, for me, I've already said, if you have a man weave and it looks good, I don't have a massive issue with it. I don't. The beard one is the one that really gets me. But I mean,
That's because you don't like beards.
Yeah, I think so.
I would prefer a man beard a beard weave than a head.
That's because you like beards.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to try and be like Lyndon because I feel like if I'm going to try and be like Lyndon, I might not get there, but that's okay. I think I'll just have a bit more of a balanced opinion.
I guess so. Give me a couple of years. You know, sometimes, like when Uggs came out, I thought they're the most ugliest thing, and I thought, how in God's I don't understand how people now they're cute. Or at a certain point they became
popularized cute. And like Lyndon said, don't let them tell you what to listen to and what's popular and what's nice and what's not nice. You're being conditioned, and it's what, Lyndon? Mind control.
Sometimes you got to be conditioned because actually this is the reality out here, and maybe in about 10 years time men will either, like every man will either have a piece on their head or their weave on their beard. So might as well start getting to like it now.
It's true.
Random question. Just changing the subject a little bit.
Yeah.
Did you guys go to schools that are mostly white?
I went to an all-white school.
And you did?
Yeah.
So one of my friends, one of my best friends, he went to a school that was mostly white. It was a different grammar school to mine. And he used to get into trouble if his haircut was like, so if he had like a short back and sides and stuff, he wasn't allowed to have that haircut. He'd be put in isolation for a day.
My cousin had exactly the same thing.
Because you know why? Because they didn't know how to separate a white guy's skinhead from a black guy having a short haircut. They couldn't separate that.
My cousins went to the same thing.
So those guys, all those black guys that I know that went to that school, and there's quite a few guys from church that went to that school, they had to keep their hair at this kind of like awkward middle stage.
Yes.
Oh no!
Until summer.
But having said that, when my friend, when he got into trouble, his mom came to school and cussed out.
I would have gone to
So
school
I think
too.
after that he could do what he wanted because we used to go to barbers together anyway.
Yeah.
But my school we didn't have the trouble because we had mostly Asians at our school, but there was no like old school kind of view on what your hair should be. So they understood the difference between a white guy being a skinhead and a black guy having a short haircut.
Yeah.
But yeah, did you have any issues in terms of hair when you were at school surrounded by white folks?
No. But my cousins had the same thing. They went to the oratory and they had to have a mini afro the whole way through, and I always used to wonder why. And if they had their hair cut lower, like there's times when they wouldn't even get it all cut off or even have a proper low, like they would just be just a little bit too low, and they'll be put in isolation.
Do you know what? This explains a lot about a particular kind of people. Yeah? You don't always cut their hair like the way that I would assume black men would get their hair cut.
What are you talking about?
I'm gonna need
I
you
see
to...
a lot of different kind of people. I'm like, why is your hair like at that awkward length and you're a big man out here? Just cut your hair. Like, and they seem very comfortable with it. Like it's something that they've had to go through their entire life. And I'm just like, interesting. Anyway.
Are you talking about guys that went to grammar school?
Grammar school or private school or
No, but I'm saying not all of
schools.
them are the same. Like I went to grammar school as well, but they didn't care.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it was all starting to make sense to my little head. Anyway,
Oh, wait
at
a
my
minute.
school, I'm just
Never
gonna move
mind.
on.
She was
At-
do you know what? Do you know what the difference is?
You know what, I hate when I kind of know who she's talking about.
I say this with my chest surrounded by the people. But Fabrice wants to do anonymous.
I've done my quote for the day. Nah, sorry, I've done my quote for the day. I said a lot of stuff, yeah, that I was like, so I'm not going to say. At my school, nobody ever asked me questions about my hair, but whenever I changed my hair, and like I said, I mainly had I wasn't allowed to have anything apart from braids. And you know what my mum gave me every so often? I used to be able to have like cane row with braids, yeah? Every so often it'd be half up and half down.
Yeah.
Yo, I used to live for them days, you know. I'd be like, yes, I've got something a bit different. Because, you know, I always like to be popping from when I was a child. I like to have different kind of hairstyles. And all it was twists or braids. And they would say, oh, your hair's grown really long. And I'd say, yep. And then I'd come to school the next day with my hair and bun. They'd be like, oh, I'd be like, yeah, I cut my hair. I swear to you.
Oh,
that's what I
lied.
Do you know it's so true?
Yeah, I did. But you know what? There wasn't an obsession with hair, but that's because we didn't have YouTube, Instagram, or Facebook. We didn't. Nobody was doing eyebrows at school.
It's true.
No
And you
one
didn't know how
cared.
to explain it. And
Nothing
you didn't
honestly.
also know how to, you didn't have any kind of like you couldn't go to a page backing you what you're trying to say. I used to have pick and drop sometimes. My mum used to let us have any like
Really?
Yeah, pick and drop. I used to have like kinky twists and everything.
Wow.
Yeah, but I remember the only time that we got in trouble when we went to school was one time we got like when I was in primary school, I got cane rolls and I got like beads at the end of my twist.
You were allowed beads, and you were
I
a church
got
girl.
beads,
What?
yeah, at the end of my twist and all the way through. And when I was in I think I was in year 2, and the first day they dealt with it. The second day they sent a letter home saying like, Angela keeps turning her head around and it keeps going shh, and it's distracting all the children. And then my mum was like, oh, for goodness sakes. And then after like the third day, they had to take out all the beads. I was so annoyed. Yeah.
Were you doing it on purpose, though? Were you flashing your
Yeah,
hair?
because all the kids were looking at you. And they were just like, yeah. Yeah. I'd actually turn around with such vigor. So everything.
I wasn't allowed to have beads ever.
Really?
No, I wasn't allowed.
Really?
Mm-mm. But then I went to a prep school when I was little. So you went, what? That was extremely strict.
Really?
Yeah. You weren't allowed to have beads. And then probably if you had beads, they probably had to be like the house colours or whatever. And like that wasn't going to happen.
Mine were the school colours. It's funny now that I'm thinking about it. But you know, it's so funny. My mum, I love you, mum. But my mum was, I'm trying to find a way. Like, she was not on, like, what we were allowed at school or not. Like, she was like, just get your hair done and get what you like. So, like,
What?
So we would,
lucky.
but then we would get into trouble if we did something knowing the school didn't like it and she wasted her money and her time. So, yeah. But apart from that, she'll be like, oh, I didn't know that was an issue. Oh, isn't it? Yeah. Like, my mum is just super, like, cool and calm. So she would just be like, yeah, get what you want.
I could have got cane rolls at school and they wouldn't have said anything because some guys
Really?
did. Some guys did have it at school.
Matters.
I didn't get cane rolls until uni.
I don't
See,
like
that's the thing.
messing
My
with hair.
parents will not let my brother braid his hair. That is a no-no
I
in
actually-
our house. They
Yeah.
will not let my brother braid
My
his
brother wants
hair.
his hair braided. And my mum's like, it's a no. Like,
Why?
And my mum's, you know what? I don't like boys with hair that long. It's not for me. I wouldn't. Nah, I just don't like it. My mum said to him that he can't do it until he's 18. He also wants to dye the tips of his hair blonde. Relax.
No, I'm listening.
Relax. But also,
listening.
He wants, but it's not happening. She's like,
I'm just
that's
I mean,
awesome,
when he
isn't it?
gets old enough, he can do what he wants. Anyway,
When he gets old enough, he probably won't want to. Do you know what I mean? I think it's a rebellion thing.
Yeah.
But no, he's not allowed.
cane rolls aren't really well, are they? Because I had them when I was 19.
Really?
For 1 year.
Did you?
Oh, I
1 year.
really want to see. So this was before or
pictures.
after the borderline?
That's after. That's after that.
Oh,
The borderline was when I was at when I was in school.
the
Cane rolls were my second year of uni.
Wow.
And then I cut it at the end of the year.
I used to cane my boys' hair at uni to make money on the side.
Yeah, you did. I remember your story. But I think it's so. I mean, first of all, I need. Maybe it's not going to be included, but I think this is definitely a time for you to have your testimony time. I really feel
Testimony
like
right now?
No, not now, not today. At a time.
Which testimony?
Whatever you want to choose, whatever
Okay.
section.
I don't know
Yeah.
about that.
He's always said no. Fabrice, you're not going to back me to him.
I'm backing you 100% because I really want to hear what happened at university. It's like a
University was fun. It was
When
a
were
great
you
time.
in university? What year was it? Were you in your second year?
Just gonna put my age out there.
we're the same age. Relax. Oh
We're
wait,
not the same age.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm 1 year older than Lyndon.
No, but just-
relax.
The distance between the 2 years in which we were born is 2.
Do you know why I say that? Because I
And
think
do you
we
know
went
why
to university at the same time.
No, we didn't. You
Are
started
sure?
before me.
Are you sure?
I remember because I was still living at home when you started
Okay.
uni.
Oh my god! If you could see
Oh, you
his
know it.
face.
You knew each other from back then.
Yeah, but I didn't
She visited
I
visited my
didn't
church
really
when
know
she started
him.
uni, and I was still in sixth
He
form.
went to Windsor Street, the nicest church in Birmingham. All the others are not nice.
know.
Ha! Sorry, it's true.
Don't know.
Okay, listen, but because I want to ask, because I just want to, in my head, I feel like I'm placing it way further back than it needs to be. So I'm
put
thinking
some
like,
respect
is
on
it
Lyndon's
around
age.
about like the Mario, like say she's just a friend time that you
No, that song came out.
I went to
He
I
was
went
in
to
school
you.
then. That song came out when I lived in America and I was 17.
Oh, so yeah, that's before. Yes, I went to uni September 2005 and graduated in 2009. 4 years.
That Mario song,
So that's-
Mario.
yeah.
I remember
Is that-
I
what
was
is
in
that?
Atlanta and Braid My Hair came on, and I was just like, "Raw, wow!" I was like, "This is like a full-on song." That was like
That was
17.
before.
That was
See,
So I
that's
got-
why-
I-
that's
my-
why
the first time I got my
trying
hair-
to place it.
Well,
But
I
you-
got my when I was a little baby kid, like between ages of 1 and 3, I had braids and that anyway back then. But then 2006 to 2007, I had cane rolls.
You know, this is why I love you guys, because and we can cut this out, but you guys make me feel like I'm a baby, and I feel like
You're not a
Steph
baby.
understands too, because you guys were going to uni when I was just figuring out my year 8. I love it. I'd really like it, to be honest
you
with
know,
you.
you don't need to like sort your
Year
life
8.
out.
Yeah,
Because you can-
to
listen.
be honest.
If you go through the window, you're not making it.
Just
We're too high up.
listen.
We're too
Any
high
Steph can
up.
understand, but you know what? Now I need to keep quiet because I know you guys have wisdom that I haven't yet found out, and I'm gonna stay in my lane. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's I understand. I think cane rolls were really in that time as well. Anyway,
I just did it because I wanted to. Actually,
Boomerang, but I won't.
the
Go on,
story
tell
behind the story behind why that happens, because me and my friend, he's my Sudanese friend. We're in the same year. We said
did he cane roll his head too?
no. This is what happened. we had our no.
Yeah, I know.
We said we had like a little bet. So let's see who can go the longest without going to the barbers and getting a haircut. Let's see who can go the longest and who can grow their hair the longest.
Yeah.
And so we just kept going and kept going and kept going. We both had massive afros,
Really?
and he
I don't
just
think that would
folded.
look good on you, Lyndon.
He thought, well, it actually did. So allow you.
Yeah. Go on. She said, I'd like to tell you that he did.
Let's tell you that my hair was fantastic. Anyway, we got to a point and he folded and got a trim. He said, I can't do this anymore. I was like, well, I can keep going. And then I ended up realizing, okay, maybe I can just cane roll it now. So my mom cane rolled it when I went home for the summer.
Aw.
And after that, every 2 weeks, because my sister went to the same uni as I did. She came a year after me. And then she would cane roll my hair every 2 weeks, or one of my other friends.
Every 2 weeks.
Izzy. Well, it was either her. I'd get my hair cane rolled every 2 weeks. It was either her or my other friend, Izzy.
We're looking at a picture of Lyndon with the afro. He looks like he should be like an extra on the Get Down.
You know, he didn't.
It looks good, you know.
In Step Up.
Yeah.
No, not Step
No.
Up. What's the one with B2K?
You got
the
served.
B2K film. No, you got served. No, he was like in the 70s, Angela. Not the 90s. She said, don't say that about Uncle Lyndon.
No, I said, do you know what? Yeah, this is so. I mean, I love to get to know about people and their past lives. Someone else showed me a picture of them with a big afro, and I could not. And he was like, Nini. I remember him looking like he was throwing up gang signs, and I said, "Oh my gosh, like this is so wow."
I want everyone to know on the podcast. We all disclose information about our previous lives, but listen, at No IG Angela stays saying nothing about her university life.
If I'm gonna give a testimony, I need to hear one from you.
I'm not giving any more. I've given so many, it's ridiculous.
My testimonies are so like. Let me tell you, I live in a very constant. Like, if you had met me 10 years ago and you met me now, it's exactly the same.
What?
Yeah, you're lying. So you're not gonna be honest about it.
How?
It's not a testimony. It's okay. It's between you and the Lord, isn't it?
No, I mean,
between you and the Lord.